Welcome to the SVG-TV news for Wednesday, April 1st. I am Khalil Kato with the details. Today, SVG recorded its second confirmed case of COVID-19, this one another imported case. This was revealed this afternoon in a news release issued by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment. The additional positive result was returned from the most recent batch of samples that were sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency CARFA lab for testing. The ministry said the sample, which tested positive, was taken from a female patient who had traveled to SVG from the United States of America on March 25th. The patient and all the other passengers on her flight, it says, were in mandatory quarantine from the time of her arrival in SVG. According to the ministry, the female reported symptoms on March 28th when a sample was taken for COVID-19, and she was maintained in isolation since that period. The ministry said the patient has already been told of her test result and the process of informing other contacts has commenced. The ministry said public health measures will continue with the identification of additional contacts and the implementation of additional quarantine where necessary. As of March 31st, 2020, samples for 44 persons have been sent for testing. There have been 2 positive results. Samples for 4 persons were rejected by CARFA because they did not satisfy the testing criteria for COVID-19. All the other results were reported as negative. The public is reminded to continue to practice the basic but highly effective public health measures of hand hygiene, cough etiquette, physical distancing, and strict adherence to quarantine to keep all safe from COVID-19. The ministry said it will continue to update the public, to keep the public informed, that is, as they manage this public health challenge together. Finding new hobbies and having a positive mindset are some of the recommendations which psychologist Dr. Joselle Miller said persons, especially those in quarantine, can adopt to deal with the psychological impact of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Today, SVG recorded its second case of the virus. The index case, that is the very first case, has made a full recovery after retesting negative for the virus. Dr. Miller, who is the CEO and founder of the Vallejo Experience, said some persons may fear that isolation will totally separate them from loved ones. However, they should not view it this way, as isolation is an opportunity to achieve certain goals.
So being in quarantine or isolation does not necessarily mean that you're cut out and separated totally. It means that you can't be face to face with other persons. So you still have the different mediums of communication. You still maybe have the internet, you can send an email, you can use your phone, and you can communicate with persons on the outside. The other thing that you have to be mindful of, that it is for your best interest. And I think once we go in with that mindset that, okay, this is for my own good, then you start off in a better place. So you're in quarantine, let that time be spent in a useful way, in a productive way. Think about, picking up a new hobby. Okay, some persons have many things that they want to do. You hear persons say, I wish I had the time to write a book. I wish I had the time to do X, Y, and Z. So you're in quarantine, you have no symptoms, meaning that you're still feeling fine, but you are there because you're trying to make sure that the test is done and it proves that you are negative. Spend the time wisely. Fix something around the house. Get some sleep, watch television.
In countries around the world affected by COVID-19, families have been quarantined together. Dr. Miller said this is an opportunity to get to know each other better.
Families who might be quarantined together, that's a perfect time for you to get to know each other all over again, because so many times we have persons just running here, there, and everywhere, and parents don't know children, spouses don't know each other. Over the years you drift apart. Spend the time getting to know each other again. Talk to each other. If you're in isolation and you have symptoms, yes, it's going to be difficult, because one of the things, when you're sick, you want family and you want people around you, but know that at that period it is just for you to get the necessary help to get better. All right, and keep your mind in a positive space, and know that other persons are praying for you, and we want you to get out and to be at a point where you can be reintegrated again into society.
There may be families who have a loved one in isolation, and Dr. Miller shared some words of encouragement with these persons.
Well, I mean, family members, if they themselves are not in quarantine as well, again, you use the social media and you use those platforms. But you can, also check in as much as you can rather than just throw your hands to the air and say, well, that's it, that person is by themselves or whatever. You can still take food if needs be, leave it at the doorstep. You can just let the person know that regardless to what, you're still there.
Taiwan's ambassador to SVG, Calvin Ho, has suggested the use of masks to help reduce the spread of the coronavirus. The ambassador was at the time addressing a handing over ceremony of medical supplies to the Ministry of Health to fight the virus here in SVG. Ambassador Ho stated that the use of masks have been effective for the population of his country, which was able to keep the virus at a minimum given their proximity to China, where the coronavirus first started.
So that make sure they are well treated by our hospitals, and also and a lot actually. I cannot mention all of them, but one thing I think is worth me to mention is that we I don't know if this can be applied here, because in Taiwan, the general public actually wear masks very often because the special environment.
Ambassador Ho, however, noted that Taiwan implemented systems in advance during the SARS outbreak, and it is a habit of Taiwanese to wear masks.
And because a lot of people riding motorcycles, so they don't want to smell the pollution from up north or from some power plants, so they have the habit to wear masks. And so that means that when you see people on the street in Taiwan, most of them actually are not ill. They just wear it to, even though some of them may be ill, they just do not want this disease, infected to others. So, but I know it's a different concept because some other countries they think people wear masks could be it's a serious ill, so they need to wear masks. But I just share with you that in my country, this is could be one of the reasons that our cases are limited. Could be. It's just share with you our experience.
The ambassador said he has made arrangements for medical professionals in Taiwan to assist the local medical practitioners via teleconferencing on various aspects of dealing with the coronavirus.
It's all something that we can share with you. And so, our medical personnel from Qimei Hospital in Tainan city, they share their know-how with colleagues here. I hope this kind of experience will be helpful to your medical personnel here to cope with the COVID-19. And I would say that in the near future, because we don't know when this disease will end, or as I just said, that it's a new disease that nobody knows how it will go.
As the government continues to implement measures to cushion the economic impact of the coronavirus, some taxi operators are asking for more assistance to ease the burden they are feeling at this time. On Monday, the government and Vincentian Transportation Association reached an agreement for an economic support package to help omnibus operators cope with the fallout as a result of COVID-19, which includes a reduction in the price of gas and diesel and a stipend between $250 and $300. Taxi operators who have also been feeling the pressure with the closure of the cruise season, the drastic reduction of international flights, and a slowdown of persons coming into capital Kingstown say they too need as much support as they can get. Cart operators have also been feeling the squeeze.
Something similar because business is slow right down. The main invoice is benefiting because they are also the customer, but we here not doing anything. Things is slow right down. Something come here for the day. Nothing happening. You know what I mean?
And the dollars, you saying you want it drop to $2?
Yeah, $2 is better. You might get more gas and you could last a little longer on the road.
I think they should drop the gas price because, you know, right now, things are real tight with us here now too, you know. So they should try and drop the price a little lower than how they have it right now, you know.
The dollar is not enough.
The dollar is not enough. I think it should go down a little still, you know, at least. At least $2-3 come off at least, you know. That's how my opinion, you know. Because I know it's hard enough to say, because nothing going on for instant here right now.
Alright, that's about you, same thing?
Yeah, well, actually, yes, because a dollar, yes, it do a little, but, you know, come on, I mean, even though $2, that would be, you know what I mean, that would be reasonable. No problem in $2 at present.
Yeah. Like you go say, like when plenty people they are around and making a little shopping, we'll make a couple of chips and things still. Just make a little dollar for eat something and survive still around the street. Even yourself in a big enough. You understand? But right now, everything gone down real tight. So we just hope and looking and still and see where we could pick up still.
For the time, it's good and it's bad. Sometimes you get a little work, sometimes you don't get nothing. And you are too satisfied. And from since the thing going on, I find it more slow. So you have to win, I could say, you have to satisfy still.
The first 2 months of this year, for the first 2 months of this year, there has been a 45% increase in agri-exports from SVG compared to the same period in 2019. This is according to Minister of Agriculture, Saboto Caesar, who said this trend must replicate in every member state now. In a report from the Port Authority, Minister Caesar said as of February 2020, total agricultural produce exported amounted to 1,473 tons. When compared against the previous corresponding period in 2019, with a total of 1,011 tons, a difference of 462 tons was noted. Of the total regional cargo exported from the port, 89% accounts for agricultural produce as compared to 79% in 2019 for the corresponding period. In 2015, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries launched the Agri-Export Strategy Initiative to boost intra-regional trade in agricultural commodities and fish products. Amidst the COVID-19 crisis, SVG is said to have experienced an increase in the demand for agricultural commodities, and local farmers and fishers are expected to receive support from the Ministry for production and marketing. Similarly, several member states of CARICOM have allocated resources to boost agricultural production. Minister Caesar, who currently chairs the CARICOM Food Security Committee, in response to threats to regional food security as a result of COVID-19, said member states have a golden opportunity to create an intra-CARICOM trade platform revealing their potential to feed their citizens. The minister said point persons have been nominated in each CARICOM member state to provide information on national production platforms and potential intra-regional agri-exports and imports. He said a paper will be finalized and presented next week, outlining the modalities that will facilitate this process. 19 cell phones and other contraband items were found inside inmates' cells at Her Majesty's prisons in Kingstown today, following a routine search by prison officers. This is according to one of the chief prison officers, Sanfil Rodriguez, who told SVG-TV News that it was not a raid, but a search that is usually held unsuspecting to prisoners.
Creative effort between the officers of Kingstown and Belle, and I could tell you that searches in the prisons are routine. This is nothing new. I hear of people talking about something on social media and so on, where they talk about a raid on the prisons and this and that. Searches in prisons all over the world are a routine thing. So a routine search was carried out in the prisons this morning, and a few contraband items were found. There were 19 cell phones and some makeshift weaponry and so on and so forth. The conduit has been over the prison perimeter wall, and plus prisoners find very, very innovative ways of smuggling in contraband. some of the weapons, all of the weapons are made in the prisons by the hands of prisoners. So they are very resourceful people. They have time on their hands to plan and to execute their plans and so on and so forth. So
The Chief Prisons Officer is of the view that the use of advanced technology could assist them in stopping contraband items from entering the prisons.
It sets a tone for serious concern. I'll be frank with you. We try our best with the resources that we have at our disposal. Maybe if we could get to incorporate some technology into our processes, then we may be able to alleviate a lot of the infiltration of contraband that comes into the prison. The cameras that we have, really and truly, we don't have. We could do it some more. We could because they have been of great help. To be honest, before we had them, we had more problems in terms of identity. You know, there was more infiltration. They have helped to mitigate the occurrences somewhat, but we only have a few, and we could well do it some more. That's something we're looking at currently also.
Rodrigo has said that visitors and the general public need to adhere to the rules as they also contribute to getting the contraband items into the prison.
I think we may in future have to reach out to the public as to how they can help with us having the prisons a more secure and safer environment, because the Kingston facility itself is prone to a lot of this contraband coming through because of its location. Contraband comes through at Belle Isle, but it's more prevalent in Kingston because of the location. Maybe that's something we can look at, but we definitely may have to incorporate technology in our fight against these things coming through.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force said it is investigating numerous reports of what appears to be fake job offers. Police say, based on their investigations, there is an individual or individuals who has been approaching young females and telling them that there is a lady who is seeking to employ females between the ages of 17 and 22 to work as housekeepers, bartenders, and nannies for movie stars in the Grenadines for a salary between $1,500 to $1,800 EC dollars. The individual would give the young ladies a cell number to call if they are interested in obtaining the job. Whenever a call is made to that number, an individual purporting to be a female answers and invites the young ladies to an interview somewhere in Villa. The young ladies are encouraged to dress sexy for the interview. Several young ladies have been persistently receiving these calls on a regular basis, day and night. The general public is strongly advised not to entertain these calls of this nature from anyone. This is a bogus scam by the individual or individuals to possibly lure the vulnerable and innocent into exploitive situations. The public is further advised to promptly notify the police if and whenever they are in receipt of such calls.